What's happening, man? So the number one reason that rappers fail isn't because they're bad musicians, isn't because their lyrics aren't on point, isn't because their beats aren't on point. It's none of those reasons. The reason that most rappers fail is as follows. Let me move this quick. The reason most rappers fail is because most rappers are extremely good musicians and their music's tight, their videos are on point, their beats are on point, the songwriting is on point, but there's one key ingredient that is missing. Most rappers that fail because their marketing is poor. That is the reason that most rappers fail. Most rappers have an extremely poor marketing strategy, and that is the sole reason why their career fails to take off. Because you can have the best beats in the game, you can have the best lyrics in the game, you can have the best hooks in the game. But here's the thing. If your marketing strategy is poor, and you're not reaching your desired audience, all of that falls on deaf ears. So that is the number one reason that most rappers fail. Not because of the talent, definitely not because of the talent. Most rappers, you'll know, like in a lot of cases, you'll know whether you got the talent or you don't have the talent. It's that simple. At the end of the day, you'll know if you have the talent, you'll know if you don't have the talent. But the reason that most rappers fail is because of a poor marketing strategy. You haven't written down or typed out how you're going to go about reaching your audience. You've just made a song, you paid the sound engineer, you paid the songwriters, you paid the producer, you paid the videographer, and you've just put it out there on YouTube and said, world, take notice. And no one takes notice. You need to market your music effectively. You need to write down who your target audience is. You need to you need to create a marketing campaign. You need to pay for ads, pay YouTube to put your video in different places. I don't know why people have an issue with that. It might not be the most pleasing thing on the ear, it might not be what your fans want to hear, but you don't need to tell them. Pay YouTube to put your video in places where people are going to see it. What do you think your favorite artist does? If Drake does it, if 50 Cent does it, if Eminem does it, why aren't you doing it? I'm not saying you need to do it to the same level because obviously you're not going to have the same budget, but you at least need to be putting your music in places where there's a chance for it to get heard. If you're not putting your music in places where it can get heard, I don't know what you expect to happen. It's going to be the same box of people that are going to hear it, the same people every time. It's like you're gonna nag your little brother into listening to your music. You're gonna nag your friends into listening to your music. Some of them are gonna eventually just like get annoyed and stop even checking for it. And it's going to be the same people. It's going to be like an echo chamber, the same people listening to your music every single time. You want to be reaching a new audience every single time, and it needs to be marketed effectively. Who is your target audience? When is the start of your campaign? When is the end of your campaign? How many campaigns are you going to do? What is the song about, and how is that going to impact the target audience? Have you've made a few songs in a certain style and you've reached the desired audience, but are you going to change up your style to keep things fresh? Not so much that you alienate your audience, but to the point where you refresh your audience and they think, okay, he's changing things up a little bit. All of this needs to be considered. This is the reason why most rappers fail, because you have a great music, amazing music, inspirational music, but poor marketing strategy. And also, just before I go, the last thing about marketing strategy is presentation. It needs to be tidy. Your music needs to be tidy. I know I'm not filming this in a mansion or anything, but at least, clear background, like it doesn't have to be $1 million investment into what you're doing. A lot of us don't have that, me included, but do what you can. Clear, presentation for what you're doing. You can't You know, if you're going to film your music video in your mum's house, then you can't be too surprised when it's not hitting 1 million views. You know, if you're going to be, you know, the picture that you upload for your audio, you know, you got your audio for your song and you've got the picture that you have for the audio. Is it a picture of you behind the laundry? Like, you can't do that. It needs to be at least presentable when you're marketing your music. Anyway, let me know what you think. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, hit the notification bell so you get a notification when I make a new video. If you appreciate my work and want to leave a donation, there's a link for that in the description. With that, enjoy the rest of your day. See you on the next one.